me more about the reasons that you and your wife have been separated.
Because she don't know how to keep her hands to herself. Her or that boy behind her.
Okay.
Objection, that boy is his son.
Your Honor, I would ask that Mrs. Knight, the respondent in this case, make legal objections, please.
Mrs. Knight, that would not be considered a legal objection, so I'm gonna overrule.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, Mr. Knight, you said physical abuse by Mrs. Knight, correct?
Yes.
Okay, describe for me what happened between the two of you.
Okay, there was an altercation at the house when I was going to get some of my things. She asked me to move out, so I was just getting my things to move out. I had a police escort because I know that her temper can get volatile. So while I was there, she went upstairs, she came back downstairs. I had been eating in the bedroom, so she had—
I object.
So
It was a magnum condom that he had.
Your Honor, once again, I'm asking the respondent to make legal objections.
Overruled. Overruled.
So I had been eating in the bed and I had some oodle noodles, ramen noodles, whatever you want to call them. She found a corner of the wrapper because I was in a hurry, whatnot. She came downstairs. She asked me if it was a wrapper to a condom. And I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. She said, you had somebody in my house. I'm like, no, I didn't. And that's all I remember, except I was getting up off the floor, ear ringing. So.
And that's the reason that you filed for divorce, isn't it?
Absolutely, I fear for my life. I can't be in an abusive relationship with this woman because I'd be wrong if I put my hands on her, and my daddy raised me better than that.
You did. You hit me.
Mrs. Knight, how many times do I have to ask you to respect the court?
Sorry, Your Honor. He's lying. Just touch the Bible. You're lying.
Your Honor, if you may remind Mrs. Knight that this is not her time to testify. She will have her time later on, Your Honor, please.
Attorney Dixon, if you would allow me to run my own courtroom.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I'm trying to get through my direct examination of my client and we keep dealing with outbursts. If you can just direct Mrs. Knight to please hold her comments.
Action, next question.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, Mr. Knight, is the reason that you filed for divorce against Mrs. Knight is because of the abuse you endured that day, correct?
Absolutely. Not only that, but we have an older son, the boy right there. He's also been physically abusive. So the two of them together jumping on little old me, I just can't live under those circumstances, Your Honor.
I understand. And that wrapper that Mrs. Knight found, it wasn't a condom wrapper, was it? Or a piece of a wrapper?
No, man, it was chicken noodles soup.
Okay.
Ramen noodles.
And Mr. Knight, you had not committed adultery against your wife during that time, had you?
No, ma'am, not at that time. Not the time she accused me of. I have no recollection.
I object, Your Honor. What's your license? You've cheated on me several times. Well over 10 times. So he's lying. He's not being truthful.
Ask attention.
Response, counsel.
Your Honor, once again, that's not a legal objection by which the court can rule. I would ask that it be overruled.
Overruled. Mrs. Knight, I can't give you any legal advice, but you will have your opportunity to tell your side of the facts. The fact that you disagree with what he's saying is not an objection.
So, Mr. Knight, once again, you were not cheating on your wife during that time, were you?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm a good Christian man. I don't do those things.
I understand, Mr. Knight. And just to confirm, there was an incident of adultery previously during the marriage, but the two of you worked through that and reconciled, correct?
Absolutely. That was before I gave my life to Jesus, and Your Honor, I don't know what she's trying to do here today. Get in front of you folks, fool you or whatnot. So.
And Mr. Knight, you are asking that Mrs. Knight's adultery claim be denied, correct?
Absolutely, because this thing bigger than Kori. It's bigger than Kori Knight. I just don't know what to do with this thing.
Okay. So you're asking that the adultery claim also be denied, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely, because if I go down, everybody going down with me.
Okay. And Mr. Knight, you're also asking to keep possession of the house, correct?
Absolutely, it's my house, it's in my name. I tried to get her to go on the mortgage, she didn't wanna do that. I've been living as a hobo, paying the bills there simply because of the outburst that she had, and she accused me of being the bad guy.
Okay, Mr. Knight. And Mr. Knight, you were also willing to give your wife a portion of the equity in the house, but limited to up to 40%, correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
I can do that.
all right, nothing further, Your
I don't
Honor.
wanna see it down bad, not that bad.
Thank-
Little bad.
Thank you, Mr. Knight, nothing further, Your Honor.
To call your son a boy.
Thank you, y'all.
To call your son a boy.